Our KUAM News Zoom room. Good morning, Phil. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Chris. Good morning, Bree.
Good morning.
I guess you just take us to the beginning and walk us through. And, you know, the obvious question I would have is what does this mean for the budget session? So when we can get to that, that'd be great.
Yeah, I think Bree reading the memo really summarized it up well late last night. We received a disclosure from an employee of the legislature that they tested positive for COVID-19. And so we mobilized as quickly as we could to implement the immediate steps necessary to protect not just our employees and our senators, but also our families and the greater community of the island. And that boiled down last night to let's close the building down. Let's begin to reach out to public health, and let's go ahead and get the best guidance available to see how soon we can reopen the branch, under what parameters it would be safe for the employees who may have come into cross contact with either the individual or someone that the individual came into close contact with. And as far as session goes, yeah, we can get into it, but I think right now there still is work being done among the members to try and iron out some of the details. I think it's very clear that it's not safe to hold an in-person session today. And so we fully expect there to be a recess that would be called, but for how long, I think is sort of the question that's being taken up among the members. And because the legislature is a deliberative body, it's very important to build a consensus, especially on an issue like this.
Right. Phil, so are we talking, I mean, can you tell us, is it a central office employee or is it a staffer with a certain senator? And then, you know, without revealing too much, what type of contact did this employee have? I mean, were they going out on the session floor?
So, I think I don't have a lot of the details and the specifics on the employee, nor should I, because of laws like HIPAA. And as far as who this employee may have come into contact with, where this employee may have been in the building, that's going to be part, certainly, of the contact tracing that the Department of Public Health and Social Services had. But also to the credit of our branch, we have implemented some very robust risk mitigation measures. So for instance, at the Congress building prior to today, anyone who entered the building was logged in. And so once we start to get those details and once we can start to share those details as far as when this employee was there, maybe where in the building this employee was, there'll be a very direct and a very accurate way for us to go ahead and check if there's a certain day, if there's a certain time, who was in the building in that time and day in question.
Well, Phil,
Oh, no, I was just going to say, when you hear about the governor, the lieutenant governor testing positive, then you hear about the legislature, and then last night we're about to read the story about the flight from Hawaii. I mean, just as being a resident of Guam, how concerning and alarming is the news about all of this?
Well, I think that, you know, the coronavirus reaching into the highest levels of government is a sobering reminder to all of our residents that nobody is immune, and that transmission can occur to anybody from anybody. And so I definitely echo a lot of the sentiments that I've been seeing out in the public, for thoughts and prayers for a speedy recovery for everyone who has the coronavirus, the governor, the lieutenant governor, one of my coworkers, and anyone on the island who has this. But we have to remain vigilant. I think the picture is pretty clear from this week that transmission is occurring, and transmission is occurring everywhere on our island. And so we have to really just wear a mask, wash your hands, and I think, you know, think critically. If we're expanding our circle beyond our household, beyond our work sites, just really take that extra second to deliberate if this is a necessary action, if this is a necessary contact that you're going to be making, because the risk, I'm not an expert in health statistics, but just looking at the numbers that are coming in every day, I think the risk is a little bit higher this week than it was last week, than it was a week ago.
Right. Well, we thank you so much, Phil, for speaking with us this morning. Stay safe.
Yeah, wash your hands, Phil.
Yeah, about to do that right now.
And your thumbs. Thank you.
Thanks, Phil.
All right, and now back to the news from the KUM News Team, Serena Salas-Mantanani.
All 92 passengers aboard a flight last night from Honolulu have been quarantined after one of them had tested positive for the coronavirus. According to the Joint Information Center, the airport had received notice from the Department of Defense that a service member arriving on the flight had tested positive. Everyone on board,